Hey friends, in today's Did You Know, I'm going to go ahead and showcase our Libby Overdrive collection. So I'll share my screen here for you so you can see what I'm talking about. And no matter what we're talking about, we always start at our website, which is madisonpubliclibrarysd.com. This is our hub of information and research resources that we have available to you. So download it is where we want, because we're actually wanting to download an ebook to take home and not take home and read, to read. So I'm going to click download it and ebooks. One thing I want to note here is the first thing you see is an image of Overdrive or Libby, which is actually a tutorial of how you can go about accessing the material. And I'm also going to note right here on the right side, it says tutorials. No matter what page you are on our website, this is there. And if you tap tutorials, it's going to show you everything that we have available to you to help assist you in accessing what you need. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here to our ebook option, and I'm just going to click Overdrive Libby, and it's going to take us out to our website version of Overdrive, or as some people might call it, me probably more specifically than most, is South Dakota Titles to Go. The biggest reason why I call it South Dakota Titles to Go is because of the fact that we aren't the only library that has access to this material. We're part of a consortium. There are 80-some libraries that all pay in and provide access to this resource. So there are a lot of resources available here to you. I'm going to go ahead and move me down. So right over here on the right side of the screen, it says sign in. I'll click sign in. And because I've done this, practice this in the past, it already has me at the library chosen for you. But if you were to click the download, you could see right there, you can go ahead and choose which library you're connected with. And then your library card number is the 14 digits from your card. I'm going to go ahead and use the Interlibrary Loan dummy account for this particular demonstration. And then your last name is in all caps. Again, note, if you have a last name that's longer than 8 letters, it is just the first 8 in all caps. And then you tap sign in. Now, on your computer, you may want to do this, save this, but I'm just going to click not now because it's not useful to me on this particular device. Then you'll notice that it says my account. If you click on the books here, it's going to take you to your bookshelf. If you have any holds on items or anything like that. But right now it actually brought me into the last page that I was accessing before I started this tutorial. But for most of you, this is what you're going to see once you've logged in, is the main page where you can go ahead and scroll through and see what kind of collections they've already curated for you. I'm going to move me up here a little bit. As a new user of this service, one thing I always like to note is under collections, they say right here on the first tab that they have is available now. With ebook options, there can be a misconception that everyone has access to the same thing. It is not that way. For most titles, and actually for all titles in Overdrive, it is single-use access. So if you and I wanted to read the same book, I would be able to read it once, and then then you would have to read it. We couldn't read it at the same time. But the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to just click on Available Now, and we're going to check out John Grisham's The Guardian. But before we do that, I also want to make note here that there are other ways that you can kind of narrow down what you're looking for, and that's all right here on the left-hand side of the window. You can choose your audience, the date it was added, subject. But for the purpose of this one, I'll just borrow John Grisham. And actually, if you would actually want to learn a little bit more about the title itself, all you got to do is click on it. And it's going to bring you to here and show you, give you more descriptive information about what the book is about. And so since we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on borrow. And it's going to say, okay, you want to borrow this. How long do you want to borrow this? The system defaulted at 14 days, but you can do 7, 14, or 21. 90% of the people who currently use it choose 21 days because the more time you have it, sometimes it gives you a little more time to balance your life. So I'm just going to leave it at 21 and then tap borrow. Then it's going to come up and say, okay, you have checked it out and this is the day it's due and how many more titles you can actually borrow, because our limit is 5 titles per card. So now if you as a parent or an adult has a card and your children have cards, it's 5 items per card. For this particular demonstration, I'm not going to actually download the title because I don't have the stuff on the computer itself, but I am going to make note that if you want to read now on your Kindle, so if you have a Kindle device, there's an added step. That added step is it's going to take you out to the Amazon website where you have to log into your personal Amazon account to then transfer it to your Kindle. Read now in browser is just simple as that. It'll click on it, it'll open up, and you can read it right there in the browser. And then, of course, the download option, you can download it directly to your computer to transfer it to your device. And that's good for like Kindle Paperwhites or older devices that don't have the availability of the app itself to put on there and access everything. Now, okay, it's been 21 days or even 7 days, and I had a lot of time. I had some time on my hand, and I read this book, and I'm done with it. With it being a single use, I encourage people to return things early, so we're going to return this and say make it available for someone else. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my bookshelf, and there at the bottom it says return. I'll click return. And a window pops up and says, are you sure you want to return this? And I'm sure, so I'm going to click on return. And there we go. It has been returned to the collection and it is available for the next person to check out. It is as simple as that. That is just one of our 2 resources. Our other resource, RB Digital, I will talk about next week. So if you have any questions about what I've showed you or about how to go about accessing or downloading ebooks, I'm kind of your point person here. I'm the expert, but any one of us here can help walk you through that. And you can give us a call, you can email. We're here for you during this time. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Again, our staffing hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And we're here for you. And we're just thankful for all you do in your patronage. And we can't wait until the doors are open again. Have a great weekend.